Hi parents. So I'm going to be making this video to kind of help you better navigate the Bitmoji classroom. I'm sending this video in Remind app, and I'm also going to be putting it in to the Bitmoji classroom so you have access to it later whenever you want to just kind of refresh on how to work through all the activities, because there's so much going on in the Bitmoji classroom. And I have had a couple parents reach out to me just now asking for more guidance. So instead of sending screenshots and going over the same stuff, I decided to just make a video to give you a better visual. So what I'll do right now is I will share my screen. And this is my view of the Bitmoji classroom. Typically, what you should be doing is selecting make myself bigger, selecting the view, and you can go into present mode. So this way, once it's loading, I might have to do it without the full screen. So I'll show you this way. Once you're in the full screen, then you will be able to kind of navigate it better. It's more appealing, it's more fun to look at. But let me show you what I'm hoping that you get out of this Bitmoji classroom. So if you see my cursor right here at the very top, if you press the letters, here is a link to a YouTube ABC song. Once you press that, it takes you directly to that link, and you and your child can watch the YouTube video, sing along. This guy is very funny. He's very energetic. He uses sign language with his hands to teach the kids, and he teaches them letters. And in addition, he's also teaching them the sound that the letter makes. Because, like, for example, the letter A doesn't always sound A. It also sounds ah or ah. So he does help with that. So that's a good way to teach your children the ABCs. And in addition to that, he also, let me just fast forward. He also gives some vocabulary. So cat or car. So he gives the sound and the of the letter in addition to what sound it makes just in the ABCs, or what it looks like, what sign language sign that is, and etc. The other thing that you'll find on my main page is the number song. So this is a good way to get your kiddo moving. He goes by tens in the song, and he does arm circles, or he does marching in plays. And I remember when we were in the classroom, the kiddos really enjoyed this activity and the ABC song. Let me do this. So this is a good way to also get the kids moving. If they have ants in their pants, let's say, put this video on and get them moving, get the wiggles out. We say get the wiggles out, and then maybe they'll be able to sit down and attend for more activities. He also provides like a visual so the kids can see all the numbers as while they're counting out with him. And it's very catchy. I have to warn you, if you listen to this, you might be singing it later in the day. Over here in the corner, I have a tip of the week, and typically I put on one a week. So it looks kind of small, and I know you probably can't read it, but if you put your cursor on it and you press on it, it'll take you to the actual chart. So this week I put on the speech sound development chart. Sometimes parents are very concerned about their children not being able to make some sounds that are not necessarily in their age group yet. So if the child, let's say, is 3 years old and he can't say the R, so instead of rabbit, the kiddo says webbit. If the kiddo is 3 years old, that is, we consider those like age appropriate speech sound errors. So we wouldn't necessarily target the R because he or she is too young. So we're focusing on the sounds that are in this age group. When they turn 4, this age group, we wouldn't be working ahead that far ahead. So that's just for your own reference. On the whiteboard, we have this page right here. It takes you to slide 2. And that's just some information about me. So I wanted to be a little more fun than just giving you the facts. So I gave you some personal stuff and I gave you some of my background information. So if you want to read that, go ahead. My email is right here. Always feel free to reach out to me. I will respond majority of the time outside of my work hours. So if you send me an email and it's on my phone, I will definitely get back to you very quickly. If you're looking at the presentation view, all you have to do is click back right here at the bottom right corner, and it will take you to the very first slide or back in my main room, okay? Boom cards. Boom cards are so much fun. All my kiddos that are doing the boom cards always have such great feedback about the boom cards. Parents love them, kids love them. It's such a fun activity. There's so many different ones, and I keep assigning different boom cards. So, I have this one big classroom. So if your kiddo is at a single word level, focus on the easier activities. And if your kiddo is at a sentence or a phrase level, look for the activities that are targeting the higher level goals. So all you have to do is press here, and it will, once it loads, basically once it loads, it'll take you to my Boom classroom. I'll keep that up here just in case it loads a little later. I see that it's still working on it, but it takes you to my classroom. All you have to do is find your kiddo's name, and I have texted or remind message you the passwords, because each kiddo has their own passwords, just so it's easier for me to keep track of who's doing what activities, because on my end I can see it. There we go. So if your kiddo's name is on here, go ahead, press it, enter the password that I've provided you with, and boom, you're in your own profile, okay? This right here is new. So this will take you to a different classroom, which is right here. And this is, I'm not gonna go over all of these, but this is like, I wanna say like a relaxed classroom. So parents, go ahead. If you have some stress that you wanna let out, or if your kiddos are stressed out, go ahead and navigate this classroom. Just press on random things and it'll take you to different activities and different YouTube links, like such as this. There's some visuals, some sounds, some recommendations, and etc. Okay. We go back to the main classroom again. I don't really have any fluency kids. Fluency is for stuttering. If you open this page, you can go to my fluency room, and there's just some tips. And if you have any other questions about fluency, go ahead and reach out to me. But as far as I know, there are not any kiddos that have concerns about stuttering at this point. If you press right here, the lunch boxes, it'll take you to my lunchroom. So the lunchroom is for kiddos that have some, we call them picky eaters, or some sensory stuff. If your kiddo is not a picky eater, if you have no concerns about feeding, go ahead and ignore this page. If you have any questions, navigate this page and reach out to me. Maybe I can give you some recommendations and tips on how to have your kiddos eat different foods, or how can we incorporate more different textures. Is there a sensory component to it? If there's, maybe we can talk to the OTs. There's a whole bunch that we can do. So all you have to do is just reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. If we press this little owl right here, this is my reading corner, but you'll be able to press it very easy if you're in the present mode. It'll take you to my reading classroom. So for this week, every week I have a book of the week. So this week we did polar bear fishing. His name is Pat, and he goes fishing. So this week you will find my video over here by pressing on this icon. A link will pop up, open it, and you'll have my video. What I also do is I have this bookshelf right here. So this bookshelf is filled with videos and books of every single week that we've had in the past. So we have Tuba Christmas, we have Polka Dot Pants, we have If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, we have Andrew Draws a Giraffe, we have the crazy old lady who swallows everything that you give to her. So like this one swallowed a bell, and that was for Christmas. I leave these on here on purpose because if the kiddos love a specific book, I want them to be able to access it down the road down the year, whenever. I know some kiddos have stronger preferences for specific books. Like, for example, I know the Polka Dot Pants book is a major hit, and I have a lot of kiddos watching that one over and over again. I know an old lady who swallowed a bell is very good too, because it's so rhymy, it's so catchy, and it's easy for kids to follow along. So you will find all my books right here. Next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this book a little smaller, and I'm going to put it right here, just in case your kiddo really enjoyed it and wants to watch it again. If we press right here in the file folder, it'll take you to the daily routine page. So this one I really, really enjoy, because if you do this activity, you actually are doing everyday stuff, but I just give you a lot of recommendations on how to incorporate language into those activities. So for example, this is a laundry bin, right? If we open that, it'll take us to a PDF file once it loads. But basically, it'll take you to a PDF file, and it's going to give you the reason behind why we want to do this activity. It'll give you strategies on how to incorporate it. It'll give you examples on how to incorporate it. And also it will give you a lot of the core words that you can be using to further promote language development, talking, expression, etc. So for example, extra information, this is an activity that you can do regularly. So it's a good opportunity to target language with your child. Young children help or enjoy helping adults with daily tasks. As long as you make it look like it's a lot of fun, they'll be very, very interested and engaged. Suggested target words. So for example, we can name the clothing, we can name the body parts, we can name the people that wear them. We can say clean or dirty. We can do put on or take off, or take out and put in. Other strategies are naming, commenting, copy and add, say it again and again, give them choices. What do you want to fold now? Do you want to fold a shirt, or do you want to fold the pants? So you're giving them the option. And if you give them a choice of two options, you're technically in control, but the kiddo feels like they're in control. So it's a win-win situation. So this is a whole page of ideas on how to do daily routines and things around the house and make it feel like play, or not make it feel like therapy at all. Let's go back to the main page. If we go here on the blocks, you will go to slide 4, and this is my playroom. So in the playroom on the board right here, each week by week, I've been adding recommendations. So these are going to be the recommendations that you saw in the laundry activity. So commenting, giving choices, copy and add, say it again and again, pausing. So if you press on these, it'll take you to a breakdown of the strategy. So commenting, you can read about how to use the strategy, when to use the strategy, different ways to incorporate the strategy, and etc. So commenting is something like, if the child is walking, then tell them like, oh, I see you're walking. As simple as that. Okay, so about the strategy, why it helps, and activity ideas. So putting away toys, washing the dishes, or cleaning. And this is a whole board of ideas. The shelves right here, you will find some activities with things that you can find around the house. So for example, containers. And once this load, I'll show you as well. You can cut out the very top of the containers. You can put little pom-poms in there. You can paint it. You can put stuff in it. You can fill it with rice and shake it. Maybe now it's a musical instrument, but things around the house are crucial. You don't need to buy any toys. You just need to look for things and come up with ways of making it fun. As I said, you can do literally anything at the house. If you make it look like you're having the best time of your life, your child was going to play with you, and there's going to be a lot of learning that will be taking place. So for this one, you can make, like piggy banks, pen holders. You can make a tunnel or a car wash. You can make a a caterpillar, and here's some ideas for simple play, combination play, and imaginary play. And literally any icon right here has some strategies around it. So here's a laundry bin, here's Play-Doh, and this one has a video of me playing with Play-Doh. Here's the scarf song. I love the song. It's so much fun. All kids love it. There's some pretend food that we can do. Here's water play and etc. Just explore. Okay. Since I was running out of a room, I added another room. So here are some tips for things to do while you are driving in the car. So some ideas on, what can we do instead of giving the kid the iPad or just sitting in silence? What can you say? What can you talk about depending on your child's level? Another thing right here is books and holiday gift guide. I know the holidays are past. I know it's over. However, use this as a resource. Okay, like there's so many ways to include books into daily activities. If we go to this room, this is my other game room. So this one is a little more advanced. So we have Mr. Potato Head, and here's some ideas on how to incorporate Mr. Potato Head in your play. If you press that, it'll pull up the attachment that I have provided you with this week. The bottom one is coloring pages. So for this week, it'll once again give you a thing that you can download and you can color, and there's some strategies and ideas on how to incorporate language into something as simple as coloring. So here's some ideas right here and some age appropriate vocabulary. If you scroll down, here's some action verbs, so like if your kiddo is a little more advanced than just doing labels for objects, let's do some action words. Let's have them identify them. Let's have them label them. Let's use them in a sentence or a short phrase, and etc. And parents, I think that is it. I believe I covered all the rooms. So please, 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 if you have any questions, please reach out to me about anything in regards to the Bitmoji classroom. And I look forward to hearing back from you and receiving all the feedback in regards to the activities for this week, the strategies that have been provided, what works, what doesn't work. Let me know so I can give you more supports and really help you with your child's speech and language development. Okay, bye.